Where's my purse? Welcome to the Chaos Lovelies. This year has just been pure chaos, and it is going out fighting. Yet, while so many small things have been going wrong right now, and we have had some rather large struggles in the last couple weeks, we're also setting ourselves up for a much better 2024. My biggest excitement ending this year is that I finally found a job that I love. I've only been there a week, but it is just awesome. It's another bud tending gig, which is awesome. I'm a cannabis enthusiast, and I also want to learn more about the medical applications. I've been looking into different courses on that. It's pretty cool. I've also found that I actually really like talking to different people who come through the store, and I love listening to their stories. Some of them are wild. And I'm honestly just so thrilled to find a good dispensary job. That first place that I worked at was so terrible that I kind of questioned if I wanted to go into this space, like at all. But this place has a great vibe. It's really positive. It's really supportive, super friendly. My coworkers are awesome, and the customers are great too. The bosses are great, and it's run like a business without any personal craziness or screaming or whatever. It is such a relief. This place is so positive. It is just like a 180 from that other place. And I'm just so thrilled that I ended up there. I really felt hopeless not being able to find a job and not being able to handle the job that I had before. But somehow I am ending the year in just the most amazing place. And yes, it is just a part-time job, but I haven't had a job that I truly enjoyed in a very, very long time. And I honestly wasn't sure what the future held for me. I kind of felt like I was in stasis and I didn't know where I was going, what I should be doing, anything. And starting the year with hope and joy is really kind of alien to me, but also like just perfect. I am so thrilled. So while things continue to be crazy chaotic right now, I am beginning a new journey, and I'm just really, really excited about where the new year is going to take me. So it is also the time of New Year's resolutions, and honestly, I used to be very against them because all of mine were weight loss related. And so I would either fail immediately or it would be torture. There was really no way I could ever win, I started instead choosing a word or two for the year, things to focus on throughout the entire year. And at this point, I'm kind of trying to do less. And I know that may be weird, but I have always been doing too much and shooting for too distant of a target and just burning my way through life without really enjoying a moment of it. And that is kind of wild to me. I also feel at the moment that I am too high-strung to be a bud tender. On top of learning about all of the products, I need to work on chilling myself out. I am super nervous. I feel completely out of my depth. I am terrible at being a beginner, and it's been difficult. I'm really enjoying it and really struggling at the same time. It's kind of wild. So I'm going to work on chilling out, and I'm going to learn more about weed. I'm really bad at setting goals because I always go just way too hard. Like I have all these huge goals that I want to accomplish, and I always set way too short of a time limit or just something that I really can't ever do. I have to be realistic about my capabilities at this point, And I just don't feel like failing at the moment. I've got things set in a really nice place, and I just kind of want to vibe for a little while. It's weird. I have never really allowed myself to relax, and I just want to kind of enjoy this moment. So like I said, I'm always more interested in choosing a word for the year. And while some years it's tough to pick a specific one, this year it just has been blatantly obvious. My word for 2024 is acceptance. I'm working on accepting my habits, my ADHD, just about everything about who I actually am. I've spent a very long time being ashamed of my quirks and my interests, and I'm over it. I think it's time to stop hating myself for absolutely no reason. Not a real reason, anyway. Just some old programming. This year, in addition to my word for the year, I've also come up with a slogan, a mantra, if you will. It came up in a conversation about dealing with my high anxiety and horrible mood swings. And it was originally going to be smoke weed and drink water, because I need to drink more water and cut way back on my caffeine, because that does not help anxiety at all. And I am also trying to allow myself to accept that weed does help me mentally and physically, and that it is okay to use it for medicine and for fun. I mean, come on. Again, old programming taught me that I was a terrible person for smoking weed, but it really, really does help me. So I just have to be a terrible person in some people's eyes, I guess. I have refined my mantra a little bit because that seemed a little wordy. I like a short mantra. So now it is elevate and hydrate. I love it. Acceptance and growth. And speaking of growth, another thing that is currently happening, which is not a goal, but just kind of a constant annoyance at this point, is that I am growing my hair out again. I have kind of mixed feelings about this. I really loved the feeling and the ease of having no hair, essentially. And I loved how it looked when I would dye it, too. And it was something that I had wanted to do just forever. But now I've done it, and it was fun, but it's also kind of a hassle. I do not like my natural hair color, especially when it's that short, because I look too much like my bully, and then I can't look in the mirror, which is not good. The hair color that I was doing takes 2 steps, bleaching and then coloring, and usually I would need a day or 2 in between, or the color wouldn't take. So it's a lot of work. It was a lot of money. I had to do it a lot because my roots came in very quickly, and you could instantly tell. And I mean, not to mention, it's a lot of chemicals on my skin. And if I'm going to be 100% honest, and I don't love admitting this, but I hate being perceived in public. And if you know, you know. And this kind of haircut in the area that I live in draws a lot of attention, and most of it is not nice. I had a very large man verbally confront me in a store one day, and after that, I was just kind of over it. And I know, don't let other people make you change, yada, 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 but I'm also just kind of over it for a lot of other reasons. And most importantly, I just want my hair back for now. It's an interesting process. It grows back incredibly fast, and it is still super thick, which is great, but it's also very curly. And currently, it makes me look a bit unhinged. Luckily, it is the time of year for being able to wear hats at all times because my hair is just wild right now. I did just reach the point where it is finally long enough to kind of move in a direction. It's been standing straight up until recently, and that was too much. It's still super short, but I am seeing light at the end of this tunnel, and I am psyched about that. Honestly, the sooner the better, especially now that I have to, work and engage with the public. I am very curious to see how long it is going to be by the springtime when I have to give up my winter hats. Hopefully it'll be a little less wild by then. So in ADHD land this week, after a week of teetering on the edge of overwhelm, I am finally in the calm time between holiday madness and the new year. So of course I will throw learning a brand new job into the mix. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying some post-holiday chill time as well. I am very excited to see what the coming year will bring. So much has changed so suddenly, but it's been all good stuff. And overall, I feel really good about where I'm starting out. I'm in a pretty consistent routine of doing things every day that improve me a tiny bit. Well, most days anyway, let's be real. Sometimes you just need a day off, you know? But with that consistency, who knows where a full year of that will take me? I'm super excited to find out. I love growth, I love learning, and I love a fresh start. I know that, New Year's is kind of weird. It's sort of arbitrary if you look at, the cycles of the moon. Our calendar's a little weird. But I just love that we have that date where it's if nothing else, I can start over here. I don't know. I just love a fresh start. I love new goals. I am also just beginning to understand the benefits of accepting and working with my ADHD. And let's be honest, autism, trauma, whatever it is, probably both. But I am excited to see what a year of this mindset can bring too. I've never really been able to accept these parts of me. They've always been things that I kind of didn't like because they weren't, normal or right or whatever to my old programming. And I've had a few moments of going I know that I need this, this, and this, and actually working with myself instead of trying to fight against it and fit into some other mold. And it has just been enlightening, So I'm really excited to see what a year of focusing on more acceptance is going to do. And I just have to say again that I am so excited that I finally found a job I enjoy and that I am surrounded by good people. Every single person I have met there has such a good vibe and they're just awesome. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know them better. And I don't feel too weird around them. I am older than everybody, but that's fine. I mean, I guess I'm the old hippie lady, but that's cool. I don't know. It's really interesting. And I'm just excited. It feels like the possibilities are endless right now. So I recently listened to an episode of the ADHD Entrepreneur podcast, and Carrie interviewed someone who was talking about the idea of hardwired happiness. Essentially, our brain is wired to remember the negative much more than the positive, because that's helpful for survival in the wild. But now we're overwhelmed with negativity and what ifs and anxieties. The idea of hardwired happiness is that in moments of happiness, you need to stop and acknowledge it, and sometimes even say hardwired happiness, just really get yourself in that moment, and then just soak it in for 3 to 10 seconds. And the idea is that the more often you do this, the quicker your brain will go to positive thoughts and reactions, and it'll start to retain more of the positive stuff on its own as well. You can condition yourself into a more positive mindset, which is a really interesting idea. I have spent far too long focused solely on pain and sadness. I think it's time to shine a light on the happy stuff. It's long overdue. I have remembered to do it a couple of times, and I would like to be more focused in this way for the coming year as well. I just want to be much more intentional about my happiness, I guess. Again, where will this take me? I'm very excited. And I don't know that I've ever gone into a new year feeling excited at all, but definitely never like this. And with all of these things, I don't expect to practice any of them perfectly or consistently. I know myself. But I also know that there has just been a shift in my perception of the world and of myself. And I'm going to keep working to see how much growth and goodness I can make happen. I would love to be hardwired for happiness. So that is all for the last episode of Season 1, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I hope I have brought something positive to your year. Interacting with you and knowing that people are listening and understanding has definitely helped me. And I cannot wait to be back with Season 2. I am taking a week or so off, but I'll be back in January. And I already have a lot of stuff I want to talk about and some new things I want to try, not to mention updates on all of these new things. I would love to know what energy you're bringing into 2024 and what or how you hope to grow. I hope you have a beautiful week and a wonderful start to the new year. I hope you look back at this year that you survived and look at the moments of pride and joy that you experienced. I hope you'll all join me in the new year. And of course, I hope you find your purse.
A Frap Media production.